Hi guys, Shaz Court coming at you today. We have a little floaty yin sequence for you that's all about opening up through the hips. So if you do have any props that you would like to grab, i.e. a bolster, a block, maybe a pillow, make it really nourishing. So even grab some blankets if you wish. And the reason why I designed this type of yin sequence today was really to drop back into our energy field and ground ourselves. I've been reading this book called The Celestine Prophecy, and it talks a lot about energy and how we give our energy away and also how we receive energy. And so today's practice, I thought it'd be really nice if we could just give ourselves a little bit of that energy back. I know for me, I often leak my energy out to other people in my life. I'm very much a giver, and I think you're the same, Court. And that has a tendency to really make me feel quite fatigued at the end of the day. And because I'm also pitta, Court is also pitta, which means that we are fire. We like to go, go, go. We're not often nourishing our bodies in the way that we possibly should. So this yin sequence is just to really ground that energy, stabilize our energy, and put us back in all those good feels. So with that being said, let's begin straight away. We've got a little bit of tapas to build at the beginning of practice. So we are going to come onto the knees, and we are going to start with a little bit of fire by sinking back onto the heels, and we're just going to make sure that we're tucking our toes under. So take a moment to settle in here. We are going to be here for about 1 minute. So if you would like to close down the eyes, go ahead and do so. If you do want a little bit more heat, you might like to reach the arms forward and maybe even just imagine this beautiful ball of energy that you're holding between the palms of your hands. And this is your ball of energy. And how would you like to nourish that ball of energy today? So take a moment to set an intention for your energy field. Unplugging your energy from any areas that you've noticed that you've been investing in that maybe, just maybe, doesn't deserve your investment. And gently bringing those beautiful cords back to yourself. I'm starting to feel a little bit of the heart rate increase here as the toes begin to talk to us a little more. And that's okay. We want to use our breath here. We really want to deepen our breath through this yin practice. You're halfway through. Can you soften through your arms just a little more? Noticing what is arising for you in this moment. And let's stay for 5 more breaths. Continue reaching those fingertips forward, open through your chest. And 2 more breaths. Breathe in. Breathe out. Maybe feeling that heat rising. Last breath. Inhale. As you exhale, release the hands down, place them onto the earth. Slowly begin to untuck the toes and feel that release of energy. And you might like to, from here, take a counter pose by grabbing the block and just placing it underneath your knees. Now, if you don't have a block, that's perfectly okay. You'll just lean back onto your hands. But if you do have the block, you can just place your hands onto your thighs and whatever works for you here. Just closing down the eyes and just enjoying this sweet, sweet little counter pose. Let's go ahead and take 5 more breaths here. Last breath. And as you exhale, gently open up the eyes. Go ahead and remove that block underneath the knees if you do so have it there. And we'll just begin to turn around and make our way to a tabletop position. And so it's not common to do cat and cows in a yin sequence, but for today's practice, we just want to open through the spine. So as we breathe in, ever so gently lift the crown of the head to the sky. And as you exhale, draw your chin to chest. Nice, slow, beautiful movements. Breathing in, crown of the head lifts, belly softens. And as you exhale, draw your chin to chest. Let's go ahead and take 2 more like that. Maybe even over accentuating the pose. Last one. Coming back to your neutral spine. And we are going to make our way into a lizard pose. So your right foot will come to the outer edges of your right pinky. You might need to shuffle that left knee back slightly. And this is where I would invite you to go ahead and place a blanket underneath that left knee. And maybe just allowing yourself to come out on the edge of that right foot so that right knee gently presses out to the right. Now maybe this is where you stay, and that is perfectly okay. However, if you would like a little bit more, you can grab your block and just gently begin to rest your forearms onto your block, or maybe perhaps if you don't have a block, you can rest your forearms onto the earth. And it's here, I just want you to close down the eyes, release through the neck. We'll be here for a couple of minutes. Keep the breath nice and steady. And really breathing into any areas that are feeling discomfort. And don't be afraid to sigh out the breath. So as we breathe in, sigh it out. Release that energy. We don't need it. Take one more like that. Breathing in and release it. Maybe relaxing the neck just a little more. We have 1 more minute here. Noticing if there is anywhere that you can soften, unclench the jaw. And go ahead and take 5 more breaths to bring your awareness back into this space. And once you have taken your 5th breath, you'll slowly make your way back up. And just remove your block to the side. And gently come back to your tabletop. And from here, push back into your closed knee child's pose. And for me, I can feel this real pull through my left hip. So I'm going to acknowledge that sensation. And I'm going to take 5 steady breaths here. Let's take one more breath together. And slowly walk your hands back toward your face, and then rise all the way up to a seated position. And just take a moment to pause in your Vajrasana, maybe noticing a flush of heat move through the body. And from here we will make our way into a half saddle. So I'm just going to gently remove my bolster to the side. And we will extend our left leg long. Make sure that both of our sit bones are grounded down to the earth. I'm just going to shuffle a little bit, otherwise I'm going to land off the mat. And what we're wanting to do is just to relax out through the ankle if we can. Try and draw those knees nice and close together. And take whatever modification works for you. Once you have found that beautiful sweet spot here, maybe perhaps slowly begin to lower back onto your forearms. Maybe this is where you stay, and that is perfectly okay. Or maybe, just maybe, you can lower all the way down onto your backs and grabbing opposite elbows. And at any time this becomes too much, you can always just ground down through that right foot and extend that right knee up to the ceiling. Once you arrive, allow the body and the breath to settle. You can place a blanket underneath the crown of the head. Noticing anywhere in the body that you're gripping, you're clenching, you're holding on too tightly. For me, it's through my shoulders, so I'm just going to gently tell them to soften. Noticing where you are holding onto tension in your body. And can you just soften? And we'll be here for one more minute. And go ahead and begin to take 5 deeper breaths. And drawing that awareness back to your body. And once you have taken your 5th breath with care, and slowly coming out of the pose in the same way that you went in. And taking a moment to pause through each step until you find yourself in a seated position. And then gently begin to bend through that right leg and make your way into half dragonfly. So we're going to bring that right foot towards the inner left thigh. And we're going to gently twist our pelvis towards our left leg. And it's here that perhaps if you do have a bolster handy, you can grab it and just gently place it on top of that left thigh. And if you also have a block, you can go ahead and place the block on top of the bolster and then just release the crown of the head down.
So whatever variation works for you. And we'll be here for a couple of minutes. Allow there to be a heaviness through the back of the neck. And if you would like, have your palms facing up. And with each breath, releasing just a little bit more through the back of your spine. Perhaps your head presses into your block, becomes heavier. Maybe you can feel the back of your shoulders and soften. We have one more minute here. An opportunity for you to soften your body just a little more. And go ahead and take 5 deeper breaths, bringing awareness back to the body. And once you have taken your 5th breath, you'll slowly rise back up into a seated position. Lengthening through your spine. Just pause here for a moment. Feel the effects of the pose. And feel your nervous system relaxing, coming back to the parasympathetic nervous system, where we feel this beautiful state of calm and peace. And let's just relish in this for another 5 breaths. And once you have taken your 5th breath, maybe gently cracking open the eyes, removing your bolster to the side. And we're just going to make our way back to our tabletop. So however you wish to get there, there's no right or wrong way. And we're going to take a rinse of a cat and cow. So as you breathe in, raise the crown of the head up. Feel that spine curve. And as you exhale, draw the chin to chest, dome through the back. Should feel really good. Coming back to a neutral spine. I'm going to take lizard on the left side now. So we'll bring that left foot towards the left pinky. And again, option to place a blanket underneath the right knee. Might need to readjust slightly by drawing that right knee back. And then gently coming out on the edge of the left foot, you'll allow that knee to gently soften out towards the left. Again, option to perhaps stay upright for the next few moments, Or if you would like to come on down to your forearms or place a block underneath your forearms, you can go ahead and do so. Just allowing the head to become heavy. And closing down the eyes. Again, using that deep breath. So let's breathe in together. Let's sigh it out. Release. Let's take one more like that. Deep breath in. And sigh it out. Relax through the back of the neck. Reminder to unclench the jaw. We're here for one more minute. Beginning to take 5 deeper breaths and bringing the awareness back to the body. And once you have taken your 5th breath, and slowly coming back up, and take a moment to pause here. And then gently send that left knee back to a tabletop position. And then push back to your closed knee child's pose. An option to have your arms long in front of you, or they can come down beside the body, whatever feels most nourishing. And again, beginning to notice if the hips are feeling a little more open. Let's take one more breath here. And slowly bring the hands towards the face. And we'll rise up to a seated position, Vajrasana. And just take a couple of breaths here, resting the palms onto the thighs. Feel that heat, that energy, that energetic current, I like to call it, move through the body. Let's take one more breath here. Making our way into saddle on the left hand side now. So we're going to extend our right leg long, coming to sit down onto those sit bones. And again, option to just bring that left foot close to the right thigh and lower down like this. However, if you can, half saddle, you'll draw both knees closer together, relax through that left ankle. I'm going to shift down slightly, otherwise I'm going to land off the mat. And if you can, begin to lowering down onto the forearms. Maybe this is where you stay. And if you would like a little bit more, you'll come all the way down onto your backs and grabbing opposite elbows and just completely allowing the whole back of the body to soften to the earth. Again, just taking a moment to check in. Is there anywhere in the body that you can release the grip? We have 1 more minute. And go ahead and begin to take 5 deeper breaths. And once you have taken your 5th breath, you'll slowly rise back up. Taking a moment to pause as you make your way back up to a seated position. And once you arrive, bring that left foot in towards the right thigh and setting up for half dragonfly. So again, we will grab our bolster if we have one handy and turn the pelvis towards that right thigh. You can place the bolster on top of that right leg, and if you did use a block as well, go ahead and grab your block. And then we are just going to gently bring the arms beside the body and release the crown of the head down to the block, the bolster, or maybe just let it hang freely. And just taking a moment to unclench the jaw, soften through the back of the neck. All these little subtle reminders and telling our nervous system that it is okay to rest. More importantly, it is okay to receive. And take 1 more minute here. And go ahead and take 5 deeper breaths. And bringing your awareness back into this space. And once you have taken your 5th breath, and slowly begin to rise back up, keeping those eyes closed, and just pause here for a moment. For me, I instantly feel this beautiful hit of warmth and calm that just washes over me. And so I'm going to take a few more moments to bask in that. Let's take one more breath. And gently removing the bolster and the block. And we're going to come to lie all the way down onto our backs. And it is here, if you would like to use your bolster, if you have one handy, to place it underneath your knees, you can do that. And if you don't want to do that, you don't have to. And then go ahead and grab your blanket, layer up, make yourself nice and cozy. And allow the whole body to become heavy onto the earth. And allow the palms to reach out wide, facing up. And just allowing the whole body to become heavy. And trusting that you will be completely supported by the earth underneath you. And knowing in this moment that you are perfectly safe. You are held, you are deeply loved. A reminder to just soften the body, relax the shoulders, unclench the jaw, and fall into a deeper state of receiving. We have one more minute here. As always, if you do have the opportunity to stay a little bit longer in your Shavasana, then we would encourage you to do that. However, if you would like to roll off into your bed or whatever else you need to do for today, then begin to deepen your breath. Go ahead and take 2 more deep breaths, breathing in, breathing out, and last one, inhale, exhale.
And gently roll on over to your favorite side. Curl up into a little ball. And once you're ready, slowly begin to press up into a seated position. And just having the palms resting onto the thighs. And taking a moment to notice how you feel. And we'll bring our hands to our heart center and press our thumbs into our sternum. Perhaps here you can catch a glimpse of your heartbeat, knowing that you are indeed alive, and what an incredibly precious gift that is. And take a deep breath in together. Exhale. We bring our thumbs to our third eye and we say Namaste.